Hi, and welcome along to AFTV. Time to preview the game that we got in the Carabao Cup where we're going away to Leicester City. And I've got my good friend Lee Chappy, who's alongside me here today. Obviously, massive Leicester fan. And we're going to take a look at this game. It's both teams, Lee, off to a great start in the league. You guys picking up a great win at the weekend, 4-2 beating Burnley. Arsenal 2-1 winners over West Ham. Both of us have won our first two games. Both of us looking decent. I mean, I wasn't too impressed with our performance at the weekend.
I was impressed with us, I tell you.
A win is a win. So it's an interesting game because we know that both teams are going to rest players for the game. And it's also an interesting game because I've got some very interesting stats around the game that sort of tells us about our horrible record that we've had in recent times at Leicester. I mean, they are very, very horrible.
Should we read them out? Should we read them out just for fun?
All right, I'm going to read it out, right? So Arsenal have lost each of their last 3 away games against Leicester in all competitions.
Yeah.
As many defeats as in our previous 19 visits.
That's right.
To Leicester. We had a great record before that. 1-5, drawn 11, lost 3. So that's really poor.
Yeah.
However, then if you then look at it, what makes this game pretty close to call is Leicester have reached at least the quarterfinal of the League Cup in each of their last 3 seasons. Last falling at this stage in 2016-17. The Foxes have lost just 1 of their last 14 games in the competition, 1-6, drawn 7. Arsenal have progressed past this stage of the League Cup in 16 of the last 17 seasons. The last time we failed to do that was in 2014-15 against Southampton. So both of us at this stage of the competition have a good record of getting past this stage. So something is going to have to give, but you've got a good record against us.
When you say a good record, though, Robbie, if you take away those wins that you're talking about in the more recent years, we only had like 1 win against you in the last probably 16 or so games or something. I think we've only beat you once before these 3 came in. We'd only beat you once. So history really, you've got 16 wins against us in total.
Yeah, but I'm just going off of the recent times. Is what I'm going on.
I'm with you. But yeah, so I was going to say we've both got Europa League. And we're looking. I don't know about you guys, but Leicester don't seem like we've got the biggest of squads, which I've already mentioned before previously on a chat with you. We have improved the squad a little bit with some of the signs we brought in, especially with Castagna, and obviously we've got Cengiz Under, who have just signed the Undertaker himself, the Undertaker. So can't wait to see how he gets on in the Premier League. But I think this is going to be reserve versus reserves, mate. I can't see anything else. It's going to be youth academy versus youth academy, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Arsenal, I wouldn't go as far as to say youth academy, although there'll be a lot of,
you know what I mean,
a lot of youth academy players in there. But some of our youth academy players, I have to say, they're quite experienced. I mean, I'd expect to see Eddie Nketiah playing in the game, but Eddie Nketiah played at the weekend, came off the bench and scored the winning goal. I probably maybe a Reece Nelson. Might play, but again, quite an experienced guy. Ainsley Maitland-Niles you can't no longer call him a youth team player really because he's experienced of first team football. Same with Joe Willock, who probably figure in the game as well. So I think it's going to be with Arsenal. It's going to be obviously a much changed team because even though on paper you look on it and say Arsenal have got a lot of players that they've not used it this season that would make that squad. That second team very strong, guys like Torreira and that, but they're looking to sell these guys, and I don't think they're not going to risk some of these players.
I've seen is that transfer news with Torreira as a swap deal? Is that right for Partey?
Well, yeah, there's been talk of a swap deal with Partey, talk of him going to Italy as well. So Torreira, I don't expect to see. Whether Guendouzi will be back in favour, who knows? Whether Özil will be back in favour. So there's a lot of players out of favour, and there's a lot of players, as I said, that Arsenal want to move those players on. Yeah. And a lot of times when we want to move players on, we don't want to play them because if anything happens to them, out of the window goes the big fee that we're looking to try and bring in because we've still got a few signings that we're trying to make.
Robbie, who's your reserve keeper now? Because you sold your main man last season that really helped you out because Leno got injured, didn't he?
Yeah, Martinez, who was brilliant, has now joined Aston Villa.
Yeah, that's right.
So it would probably be Matt Macy in goal, who was the third choice goalkeeper. He will probably be that guy in goal. Not a bad keeper, not bad, a very very big keeper. So he'll be the guy that will take it on.
Yeah, I think
it's going to be interesting to see what the team sheets are. It always is like that in the Carabao Cup, isn't it?
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Picking names out of hats. You couldn't even guess.
What sort of? Because you've got just like us, we've got Liverpool at the weekend. You've got Man City, haven't you?
Yeah.
So I don't expect to see Vardy and people like that.
No,
just the same way I don't expect to see Aubameyang and that because we've got Liverpool.
Yeah.
So
So
like you said, I mean, it is going to be a much changed team. What sort of players do we expect? Would we expect to see Leicester play?
I mean, Islam Slimani's been called back, I believe, in the squad. Believe it or not, you might even see him. You don't know. I can imagine it's going to be a Nacho up top. I think you're going to see Nacho up top, to be honest. You're probably going to get players like Matty James and Hamza Chowdhury playing, potentially Marco Brighton. Damari Gray might get a run out as well because he wasn't even in the squad. The rumours about him going to Spurs as well. I don't know how true that is, but Jose Mourinho is a bit of a fan of his. To be honest with you, we've got some injuries as well. We've been playing Ndidi at centre-back. So I think Johnny Evans will be eligible to play, though, because I think his red card's finished now. I'm not sure if he's eligible, but there's just, like yourselves, mate, no idea. You couldn't even pick who's going in goal. Is Danny Ward going to go in goal, or is Jakubovic going to go in goal? I don't even had a chance to play yet, to be honest. No idea.
What's the sort of reserve players at Leicester like? Are they good?
Well, if you put it this way, I think without Ricardo Pereira and Maddison in the squad last season, we lost Champions League football, and that's all you need to know. You know, Kagawa Sunchu got injured, got a red card against United. No, it was against Bournemouth even, sorry, and he missed a United game, didn't he? It's better now because we've signed Castagna from Atlanta, and we've signed Cengiz as well from AS Roma. So
I'll be surprised if that Castagna. I mean, he got through a lot of work the other day against Burnley.
Wow.
He looks a really, really good player.
Man of the match.
Do you think you'll risk him?
No.
The Carabao Cup game with Man City coming up at the weekend?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, which is the same with us. I just don't see us. I do see what the pattern. What I've seen with Mikel Arteta is that he'll throw in a load of a much changed team, but he does put a lot of insurance on the bench. It wouldn't surprise me to see Aubameyang, Lacazette, Willian, all these guys on the bench in case it's not going right, that he can bring them on to try and get a goal or whatever. I've noticed that that's been the pattern of him, you know, when we've played these type of games. Yeah,
I think that will be the same case for Leicester. I think you will probably see Jamie Vardy sitting on the bench potentially. You know, he's always a goal threat, isn't he? And if it gets to that sort of point where it's like the 80th minute and it's really scrappy, and we need someone to definitely get a goal, you're going to stick Vardy on, aren't you? At the end, like you say, Aubameyang, same sort of thing. But no, mate. It's just there's no guessing what the squad's going to be. We're not even going to predict the lineups. No chance.
What's the mood of Leicester fans? Do they
brilliant?
Brilliant. But what I'm saying on this particular game, do they care, or is it all focused for the weekend?
Unfortunately, I think this cup's kind of been tainted for the fact that the FA Cup's lost its magic, and this was the weaker cup out of the two anyway. So I'm not really bothered about the League Cup. We've won it before. It's not something that I'm really interested in trying to win, but it's a cup. So the further you go on, I think the more excited you get. But it's just the Mickey Mouse Cup. Everyone calls it the Mickey Mouse Cup. It's been called the Mickey Mouse Cup since the 90s, Robert. I want to win the FA Cup desperately, and you boys know how to do that. You've won it the most. I'd love to win the FA Cup.
Good cup to win. Good cup to win. So talk us just, before we go. I just want to get an idea of what you think your team might be.
Okay. It's going to be. Yeah, it's going to be Danny Ward. You're going to have James Justin. You're probably going to have Wes Morgan. And if Johnny Evans is eligible, he'll be playing. Christian Fuchs will probably play if he's not carrying an injury because he was benched again. Damari Gray is going to get a run out for sure because he went in the squad. And I can't see him progressing into Premier League any further under Brendan Rodgers personally. But he is still a squad player, so he'll be playing. James Madison's come back from fitness. He's had a bit of a mini run out for the last 2. So you probably see him for a bit. Michael Bryant will probably play. Nacho. That's about it.
Okay, I think going through our team, this is as my predicted possible, right? Which would be Macy in goal, definitely.
Yeah.
I think Saliba, I think, will get his run out. He hasn't actually figured yet in any of the 2 Premier League games. Played the under-23s the other day. I get a feeling he might get a run out. Maybe Holding. And Kolasinac, although I'm not sure about Kolasinac because, again, it's a player that I know that also looking to move on. I think we'll go with those 3 at the back with 2 wing backs of Cedric and Ainsley Maitland-Niles. We'll probably play out on the left. Then probably El Neni. I think Xhaka will have to play. He seems to play every single game. I think they'll probably put him in there alongside El Neni. But they had a good partnership, those 2, in the Community Shield. And then I think it'll be one of Willock or Ozil. Now,
really?
That's what's going to be really fascinating for me to see. Does Ozil get a shout in this squad? If he doesn't even figure in this squad, I'm going to be like, well.
How much is he being paid to sit on the bench?
£350,000 a week. Probably the wages of about 6 of your players. I think I do think it will be Willock who will start ahead of Ozil. Willock's full of energy. And then up front, I think probably Pepe, who hasn't started any of the games, has come off the bench in both of our games so far. Maybe a Reece Nelson on the other side with Eddie and Nketiah down the middle. And I think I get the feeling that's me just predicting, but there's all...
Any super subs? Who would you have as a super sub, Robbie?
Well, I think, as I said, he always has quite a strong bench. So I'd expect to see Lacazette, Aubameyang, Willian,
yeah.
All of those guys on the bench ready in case it's not going good. Because I'll tell you, he wants to, he's one of these managers who wants to win every game. So I do think he will have a strong bench. But a much rested team, I mean... We played on Saturday night. You guys played Sunday. We've had a 1 day extra.
Not a lot recovery. Not a lot in it. How do you boys feel about this fixture as well? You asked me about how are the Arsenal boys.
Yeah, listen, personally, I would like to, it's not that it's the League Cup, you just think to yourself, but you want to keep momentum going. You want to keep that winning momentum going. So I think Arsenal fans would like to see. It's one. Listen, we all want to see a win. But it's one of those ones that if you lose it, you think, well, who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Momentum-wise, it would be great if we could win the game because there's a lot of good feel-good factor around Arsenal so far this season. So if we can keep the winning going, and then there's a trip to Liverpool in the next round if you can win the game.
I know. It's
interesting. So, no, but we want to win the game.
Okay. Do you think you'll win?
If we go with that, what, as I said, it's so hard to predict. We need to break that hoodoo that we've got at your ground. I think it does help us the fact that there's no fans there.
We are a 12-man side, aren't we?
Yeah, and I do think we've got a bit of a stronger squad than Leicester has. So that's why I'm going to err with us. I'm going to go with us because I feel we have there's a bit more to our squad than yours. Your starting 11's excellent. But I think the squad is, like you sort of said, you kind of showed through towards the end of the season when you had a few players out of that squad. It's not the same. Yeah. So I'm gonna go for an Arsenal win.
I'm going to go the opposite way around. I'm going to go for Leicester carry on the home form against the Arsenal. I'm going to go with a close game of 2-1 as well. Okay, brilliant. Listen, Lee, thanks very much. Always good to talk to you, mate. Yeah. I'd normally say looking forward to seeing you on the night. I know, mate. I know. Always meet up for a video, don't we? But
I will see you on the night, as they say.
And yeah, again, Robbie as well. Thank you for joining on the channel as well. Yeah, really appreciate it. And I'll chat again.
We'll chat again.
We'll chat again.
One
Back
day
again.
we'll meet again.
Will I see you again? Oh dear.
Cheers, man.
Nah, cool, man.
No, this isn't a robbery at the end of the video. We are telling you about these brand new masks from Mask SC in football inspired colours. You can get your team on it. The link is in the description. Get on it right now.